easy if we do it long distance.
How the brain works. What if I told you the most advanced complex computer system was available to everyone? What if I told you that anyone, regardless of their income, could have it? In reality, we all have it. I am talking about the brain. It has always intrigued me on how such a dynamic and complex system resides in every living creature. Even as technology continues to develop and new creations are made every day, most scientists agree that the brain is more complex and advanced than any human creation in existence. My credibility comes from lifelong fascination of the brain and me currently being enrolled in psychology. Today I will be speaking on the early stages of the brain, the internal areas of the brain, and preservation on the brain. The brain starts its growth inside the mother's womb at just 18 days old. The brain is influenced by the experiences of your childhood. It is responsible for your ability to see, feel, move, taste, and is also responsible for the pain that you may feel. The brain changes throughout your life. How do you think the brain is influenced when we reach an old age? The brain starts its formation on just a flat surface and begins the production of building its walls. Cells form together and go to their assigned place. Once they are in place, they begin to grow axons and connect to the other parts of the brain. They connect the brainstem and the spinal cord. By day 50, the brain has taken shape. At 25 weeks old, the baby is developing emotions and can form thoughts. At the time of birth, the brain weighs 3/4 of a pound, about only a quarter of its adult weight. A newborn can recognize voices and prefers that of their mother and father. Neural connections are made for your child and when he or she feels, smells, touches, and hears. In the Brain Book by Professor Ken Ashwell, he says that life experiences that happen to you when you're a baby or child can affect you for the rest of your life. I once watched a video on National Geographic called The Science of Babies, and in it they talked about orphans in Romania. These babies are left alone in their crib all day long staring at white walls and receive no social interaction. The expert even said that lack of experience can lead to major developmental problems. It is very important for the brain to be fed emotionally, socially, and physically. Ashwell states in the book that children who have been abused or neglected during childhood are at a much higher risk of developing anxiety and depression during adult life. Stress early in life causes a rise in the stress hormone cortisol in the brain and a reduction of the number of receptors for cortisol in the brain. Nutrition can also affect the brain while inside a mother's womb. Diane Ackerman wrote the book, An Alchemy of Mind, and wrote that poor nutrition in the mother's womb can affect the heart, liver, pancreas, brain, and other organs and be a host of diseases in adult life. The brain weighs approximately 3 pounds and has 3 major parts: the cerebrum, the brainstem, and the cerebellum. Eric Chandler's book, Inside the Brain, has written that there are 100 billion neurons and more than 10 times that for the glial cells in the brain. Neurons carry messages, and glial cells support the brain and bring nutrients to the neurons. The cerebrum takes up most of the space inside your skull. Its main function is for remembering, thinking, feeling, and it controls movement. The brainstem has a collection of nerve pathways for information coming from the spinal cord to reach the higher parts of the brain. In the brainstem, you will also find groups of nerve cells responsible for automatic functions such as heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure. Attached to the brainstem is the final part of the brain, the cerebellum. It is connected to the brainstem by large bundles of fibers that carry information into and out of its interior. Its primary job is to coordinate movement and planning motor activity. Inside the brain, there are structures in the core of the brain called diencephalon. The largest of this group is the thalamus structure, and it acts as a relay station for all the senses except for smell. It also allows the cerebral cortex to request and activate muscles for different movements. Smell, the one since that isn't part of the thalamus structure, has the most direct pathway to the brain. When you smell, odor molecules stimulate the nerve cells to send impulses along fibers into the olfactory bulb, which lies right underneath the frontal lobe of the brain. While researching for the speech, I realized just how important exercising is, not just for your body, but for your brain. Ashwell states that elderly people who have been mentally active their entire life and have maintained an ongoing level of physical fitness tend to preserve their brain functions at an old age. Sensory cells are lost from all body sensory systems during aging. The elderly are more vulnerable of falling because they begin to lose their sense of balance, and more reaction times has also slowed. It has also been found that nerve cells aren't so much affected with aging as is the loss of brain volume. An average brain of that of a 25-year-old person is roughly 3 pounds. At the age of 80, the brain can weigh anywhere from 2.5 to 2 3/4. The most important thing to remember when you have aged, or any age really, is that you need physical exercise, healthy eating, social activity, and sleep. It has been proven that social activity can prevent you from getting dementia. Having a good sleeping pattern, that of 7 to 8 hours a night, can also prevent brain disease such as Alzheimer's. The Brain Book states that learning a new language or doing puzzles is a great way to cognitive flexibility and performance. It allows new connections to be made inside your brain rather than relying on old pathways. In conclusion, the brain is the most complex and interesting organ. Without it, we would see, feel, and see nothing. It starts its growth in just a few short weeks inside the mother's womb. It is the reason we can talk, walk, and understand. It is greatly influenced by our childhood and can always continue to grow. Treat and be good to your brain so that you can always be your best, no matter what age. I hope you enjoyed my speech, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good job.